Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Test Drive Tuesday. I got something real special for you guys. This is our 2014 Honda Ridgeline Touring that I got for you. Now, this guy, it doesn't have a lot of crazy bells and whistles, like no wireless phone charger on the inside, no navigation. Heck, it doesn't even have automatic headlights. But this is probably one of the best and one of the most dependable all-around light utility trucks that you can get on the market today. Now, come around and let me show you around some of these cool features. All right, starting out underneath the hood, we have this 3.5 V6 engine pumping out a whopping 250 horsepower, which you definitely will get to experience with me in the driver's seat there. And then for the wheels of this bad boy, we have 18-inch rims right here. I love the two-tone finish with the black against this chrome right here. Really does stand out with the chrome body of the rest. Now, speaking of the body real quick, this is a unibody design truck, which means it's not just a body on chassis, it's all together. It gives you a lot more sturdy of an experience than a traditional regular truck. Now, this is what a lot of people indicated those unibody truck designs out to. There wasn't a clear separation from the cab with the bed. In the newer designs of Ridgeline, they're still unibody, but they kind of got rid of this to make it look a little bit more truck-like. For me personally, I like having that little bit of extra height in case I'm having anything tall loaded into the bed in the back. And then back here, speaking of the bed, you get a two-way opening tailgate, so it opens all the way this way, or it opens just like a traditional truck. All right, and then this next feature in the trunk bed will be great for all you trades workers, electricians, roofers, drywallers. This is a great spot to keep all of your tools down here. There's no worry of leakage, it's watertight. Just in case any liquid does get in there, you do have that drain just at the bottom. And then, like, look at how much space you have in here. You could fit all of your tools in there, and it even locks up right there, so nobody can get in. Even if you left your car unlocked, you need a key to get in. All right, and then this is our rear trunk area, a whole lot of space for your rear passengers. I can fit back here, no problem. I know not everybody is hobbit sized like me, but there's still about another foot of distance between my knees and the back seat. In case you have any furry friends that you're loading into the back, you can flip both of these seats up here. And look at all that space that they'd have in the back there. Or if you're loading in any luggage or anything like that for like a big move. And then you do get a couple hooks back here and rear air for if you did have those rear passengers back here. Now, I was just gonna start driving and talking about the cool car stuff, but before that, I wanna just look around this cabin. Everything in here just screams utility to me, like from these oversized grab handles on the doors to grab the door and shut them when you get in, to all of this storage right here above your glove box. This is one of my favorites. Check this out. So this can move forward and back for your armrest. Can also flip up in case you wanted to keep your registration and everything in here. But you also get this super cavernous little storage area in here with slidable walls, almost like a bento box, to let you organize it exactly how you need it for all your stuff. Then this can slide back all the way to the back or just to the front, depending on where you need an extra surface. And then the whole thing can slide back. So you have all this storage here, or you have access to this storage below here. More storage here, more storage here. Not an ashtray, guys. Not an ashtray. But I just quickly wanted to show you around some of that stuff because there's so much. There's so many places that you could keep tools, paperwork, and equipment. Like I said, one of the best and most dependable light utility trucks around. Wow. So one of my favorite things, I mentioned it a little bit when we were looking under the hood there, was the 6-speed transmission that it has. So I noticed, because we were going up, not West Side Hill, but we were coming up from deep in the coulees, climbing up the hill, compared to what I'm used to, which is I drive a sedan. And I find that sometimes when I get about halfway and I've kind of lost the momentum that I gained while going down the hill, I kind of have to jump every few gears or so. Whereas this, I was able to climb it no problem. I barely had to move my foot. It also definitely feels a little bit heavier than what I'm used to. That's to be expected, given that it's a truck versus a sedan. But if I were putting myself into the mindset of like one of these people who needs a more utility vehicle, and it's going to be holding equipment, or maybe it's going to be holding like drywall or like big wood pieces, anything like that, I would want something a little heavier, a little sturdier on the ground, just to feel a little safer. And especially with equipment that could be mine, could be my company's, it could be my clients. I want to make sure that's all safe. So the all-wheel drive system, along with that heavy weight and wide stance that you would have no problem running around town in the winter just trying to get your work done. I don't think you'd really ever run into issues. Also, I have decent visibility. These beams here and here aren't too large. The ones in the back, they've definitely improved over the years looking at the current generation, but they're not bad. The thing I really like about it is how short the nose is. I'm able to maneuver like some pretty tight spots, no issue. That's a relief too. Looking around for anything that I could be kind of like turning on or off while I'm driving. Because I find like over the years, especially like mid-teens, like the years of vehicles, that like everything kind of became a switchboard. Like your steering wheel had like 7 different buttons all around it. Your stereo, you don't know the separation between the stereo and your climate system or anything like that. But on the steering wheel, all I have is everything I want. Like I have my cruise control, and then I have my music. Like that's really all I really need. Let's see how this does the 180. Pulls a 3-point turn, no problem. Yeah, no, everything's like nicely laid out. I got my 4-wheel drive lock right here. All of my radio stuff I can tell is all with the radio stuff. All my climate stuff is all with the climate stuff. And then my steering wheel, all I have is my music and my cruise. The only things I really need to worry about while I'm driving. I don't need to toggle anything crazy while I'm driving other than these 2 things. I purposefully kind of wanted to take this into some of the older parts of town with smaller roads, just to see if I felt like a behemoth on the road. Because I found like a lot of times when I take trucks out, I tend to avoid these kind of smaller areas, tighter road areas, and aim a lot more for the highway. Because to be honest, that's where a lot of clients take the vehicle. But I want to make sure that my people who live in these the older areas where I actually just recently moved to, I can still maneuver and get around, and I'm having no issue. Cabin noise is actually decently quiet on these older roads. It's also a great way to test out your cabin sound too, guys. If you're testing out vehicles yourselves, take it around an old road or a gravel road out of town, and you'll be able to see exactly the strengths and flaws of any vehicle and their sound absorption levels. Honda, I know they do a few things, like they throw a little bit of like a spray foam underneath the vehicle, 5 seals on every door, and they just try to have a very, very, very tightly built vehicle, so there's no real room for rattling, shaking, or any sound to be able to actually make it through. Of course, you hear some stuff, but for this being a 2014, I'm honestly like pretty surprised. Then for towing, like you can tow up to 5,000 pounds, 3,500 without like the full tow package kit and everything on there. Yeah, that's honestly most of the vehicle. Like I said, it doesn't have like crazy bells and whistles like you see in a lot of modern vehicles. But if you need 4 wheels, something that can tow, something with a bed that can lock up your tools at night, and you just need it as like a get around utility vehicle, this is perfect. They last forever. They're very, very reliable transmissions, very, very reliable engines. And from all of the utility that you get in this guy versus some of the competition, I haven't seen another truck with an in-bed trunk. Have you? Like, it's definitely a fantastic work vehicle if you're wanting to keep a work vehicle for more than 2 years. Of course, you can just pick up the F-150 with the bumper falling off, but it's not going to last you. You want something reliable, something that you can get used to that will last you and not cause you any trouble. Now, this has been my drive for Test Drive Tuesday. Thank you guys for joining me, and make sure you tune in on Fridays when we tell you a little bit more about what you could do with that in-bed truck. Make sure that you like, subscribe just below, and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm Jordan, and I'll talk with you guys next week.